My name is Christopher Curry. Most guys call me Chris Curry. I'm a junior here at St. John Vianney College Seminary. I am a seminarian for the Archdiocese of Nassau in the Bahamas. Growing up in the Bahamas, coming from a small Catholic family, my parents basically forced me to go to Mass every Sunday, and it was like a routine. And my story isn't unique to me, but I think we as young people, Christian young people, Catholic young people living in today's world, where our parents force us without the understanding. And I think that is what pulled me away from the church. I think going to church started to be a routine. And as a child, that was okay. That was okay to, just go and not to understand what was happening. But as those teenage years kicked in and the age of reasoning started to resemble in me or kick up a fire in me, and I started to ask questions, questions that I felt as if wasn't getting answered. And so I started to leave the church. And as I started to leave the church, I started to enter into the world. And when I say entered into the world, in my own perspective, I mean what the world tells us is the good life: partying, drinking, smoking, and having fun. And the world tells us, hey, this is life. And for me, for a very, very long time, a big, huge part of my life, that was my life. That partying every day, going out, having fun, and just not a care in the world. But that all came to a drastic halt on my 18th birthday. I was at a party, and coming home from that party, I got into a serious accident. I flipped over about 3 times, and that, you would think that that would be the moment that I realized, hey, I need to get my life together. And it wasn't. It was the after effect when a police officer came on the scene, and his words to me were, in my 28 years on the job, I've never seen anyone walk away from an accident like this. Those words did not resonate with me at all. I just laughed it off. And then I think because my parents were like my role models, they still are to this day, well, that accident, it kind of disappointed them. And so that disappointment then fell on me. And I went into serious depression. I locked myself in my room for days, didn't eat, didn't talk to anyone. And that kind of did something to me. And I didn't have what we say a come to Jesus moment, but I don't know if it was Jesus or it's just my conscience, and something was like, go back to church. Go back to church. And I went back to church. It was immediately when I walked into the doors of the parish, I felt immediately at peace. And that peace stayed with me for a long time. And I think about 2 or 3 weeks after going back to church, my pastor asked me, say, Chris, hey, why don't you come back on the altar, man? You're one of my best servers. I hesitated, didn't want to do it because I didn't feel as if I was ready to be back that close to God. It's like a pulling away. I felt that I was too ashamed to know that all that I did, and I'm sitting back in this holy place again. But reluctantly I went on my first Sunday, and I could remember like this feeling resonates with me today, that when I was on the altar, this great peace just fell over me, like automatically just fell over me. And it wasn't until after the Mass, this lady, she didn't know me, I didn't know her. She came up to me and she was like, you look so peaceful up there on the altar. You make a great priest one day. And I said, lady, I don't know about that, but okay, I'll accept it. And like they say, the rest is history. I think for me, I had to realize that the God we believe in is a God of mercy and a God of forgiveness. And for me, that is what moved me a lot. It really pushed me, and it didn't until that realization came. I I beat myself up for a very long time. Of, bro, you did all of this garbage, and now you're thinking about becoming a priest. It's never going to happen. Like the devil like put those thoughts in my head. Like, yo, think about these things that you did. You could never ever be a priest. Um, but God somehow broke through those thoughts that the devil had planted in my mind, and I'm here on my third year. You know, it's just like God works miracles.